Okay, this is Craig here, and I want to show you how I do the database every month when we have a match. And the reason I do that is to protect the treasurer. It will detail out exactly how much money you got from who and how much cash you had at the end. So that's the whole design of this thing. Um, let's see, documents. Okay, let's go FSPP. Where are you? There we go. Click, 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 click. Go down the last one. And what I do is I take the last database, which is this one, and I save it as. I go up here to File, Save As. /26, which is tomorrow's date, and I save it. Now I already got one there, but I don't care. I'm going to write over it. So name does work doesn't include. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, I can't have that in there. Get out of there. 1026. Okay, save as. I'm going to replace it. I already had one there. I've been testing. Anyhow, this is the page that you're really concerned about. At the bottom of all this calculations and everything, it'll figure out the payment that everybody should have. Like a lady pays $10, an open pays $25. If they're a new shooter, like say a new shooter, you input yes in this column, it'll make it 0. Same thing with people on the board. So there's this Dustin Harding guy, he gets his for free. AJ, Darren, all of you guys, you all get it for free. It comes into 0 here. And at the end of the day here, it will add up how much money should have been collected in. And this stuff over here does some totaling and stuff, okay? And it includes money that you had in there in the very beginning. But anyhow, all this stuff, then you, at the end of the day, or after the end of the match, you'll add up the $100 bills and the 50s and 20s and all this, and you'll come up with that money. And this number here should match this number here. And then it goes through and it takes off the $35 for match fee. It actually takes off $215 for the range fee based on $5 a shooter times 43. And this is how much money your cash deposit should be. Okay? Now, if anybody ever questions you and says, I think you're stealing at $300 a month or something, you can go to here and you can show them where every dollar came from, where it went. And then throughout the month, as you have expenses and stuff, be sure and keep a record of who asked for what kind of money and what it was for and stuff like that. So I've got very detailed records about stuff like that. Now, the first thing I'm going to do with creating this thing is I'm going to clean it out. So I'll hold the left mouse button down, go all the way to Cert, and then go all the way down, down to here. And then I'll hit the delete key. Boom. Okay. All those numbers went to 0. You saw that. That's pretty cool. And then we're going to have over 100 shooters. Now, we had 43 the day this happened. And so I'm going to make it 140 shooters. And the reason I want to do that is because we want to have 2 or 3 sheets that are blank that we can have people filling out on walk-ins. Like, we don't know how many people are going to walk in. And every person that walks in has them fill out, the sheet, this information. And then we'll go ahead and Mallory will look at that and add it to the Kindles and decide what squad they're going to be on and all that jazz. And then you got to write down how much money did you pay me, Now, if you're a new shooter, it's 0. But if it's, if they've been here a while and they just forgot to do it, like Chad Church or something like that, he might do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a whole bunch of these in the middle of it and get this number up to where it ought to be. So I'm going to take 3 and go down to, let's say I go down to 30. I do Control C, and then I'm going to highlight right here. I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to insert copied cells. Now, usually the numbers are wrong. So what I'm going to do, see, it went 59, 56, 32. Okay, so what you have to do is copy the numbering scheme down. So you click on number 2, for instance, And the formula in there is formula A3. So column A, row 3, there's a 1 in it. And you add 1 to that, and that puts it right in there. Now you highlight that cell, and on the right-hand bottom side, there's a little square, little thing, and just copy that down. You hold the left key down on that and go all the way to the bottom. Okay, right to there. Boom. And we got 71. So I need to put a bunch in there to get up to 140. So I'm going to go 5. Let's go 35. Okay, Control C. Then I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to right click and go insert copied cells. Boom. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the numbering thing. Highlight 2. Grab that little doodad and slide it all the way down. And go to there. Okay. 102. Okay, but I want to get like 140. So let's go from 30 to 70 or something. Okay, highlight that. Control C. Go down to 75. Right click it and then hit insert copied cells. Go back up to the 2, for instance, and then hold it down and slide your sucker all the way down. And 143. Okay, so I'm going to take off 3. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to highlight 134, 35, and 36. Right click it and delete. Then I'm going to grab this up here, drag this all the way down. Boom. 140. Good. Okay. Now, this is the fun part. This part was nothing. This is the fun part. Go to the sign up. This is another worksheet down here. Sign up from practice score temp. Okay. And what I got in here is I have a bunch of formulas that help you reformat things very easily. Now, these up here, you don't want to mess with. But all these down here, this is from the last match. So 11 all the way down to the bottom. Right click it and go delete. Okay. And highlight, just highlight that. Oops, come on you. Boom. Okay, so what you do now is you get into whatever browser you're using, and you get into the practice score, web practice score. On the little lock box to the right, you go down and pick the match. So 10, 26, 24. I'm going to hit that. And then it says there's 90 registered shooters, so I'm going to select that thing. Boom. And then I'm going to say, wow. I'm going to say export. Export all data. Boom. And in Firefox, if you look up here, there's a file that's up there. Now, I'm going to close this off. I'm going to close off this thing. I'll even close off that. Now, this file, I'm going to left-click it and drag it down here, put it on my desktop. I'm going to double-click it. It'll create another Excel instance and put it in Excel for me. And this has got all 90 shooters in it. Okay? So what I do is I only want the shooters, so I select cell or row 2 and go all the way down, okay, to Lydia, 91. Okay, so then I do Control C, boom. Then I go back into my Excel, the real Excel thing I was looking at, which is this, which is the database thing, and I already got that highlighted, so I highlight again, I right click it and I go insert copied cells. Now you'll notice that the stuff isn't formatted right. I've got some formulas up here that will fix that for you very easily. However, there are some hand things you have to do. Now let's see, you will notice that like Skidmore, Nathan Skidmore, it's all uppercase. Dean Skidmore, all uppercase. They do all kinds of crazy ass things in here with their names and stuff, but I want them all consistent. Okay, so one of the things that I do by hand is, you see where it says open and all this stuff? It's in the wrong column. It needs to be in this column right over here, column G. So what I do is I click that and I copy it all the way down, and I right click it and I go copy. Okay, and then I go up here to where it should be, like right here. This is column G, and I right click it and I paste it with this 1, 2, 3. That's pasting text. Okay, now the shooter numbers are over here, and it's just because that's the way they are on the website. So you highlight that, slide it all the way down here, and then you do a right click and do copy. Where's the thing? There it is. And then you go back to the top, and then you go here to the NRL number, and you right click that and paste as text. Okay, now the squad numbers in a wrong column too. It needs to be over one. So you highlight that all the way to the bottom. Come on. And you right click it and do copy, and then you go up to squad and you right click it and do right click it and do paste. Okay, now what I do here, I don't care about the mail address or anything like that, and I don't care about any of this other crap in here. So what I do is I have some formulas here that change it. This is left over from when we used to have to submit them in a particular format for Excel to submit the scores. Now we do it in a URL just from practice score, but this is kind of left over from that. So what I do is, if you look at, like, say this formula here, it makes it a proper name, which means the first character is capitalized, all the rest are uncapitalized. Okay, so I'm going to take the first name, like John, and say count, and this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this over and take this right hand thing and pull it all the way down here. And what it'll do is take all the first names and last names and put them in that order, and it'll make them all so that it's not Dean Skidmore, it's Dean Skidmore, like that. Okay, then what I do is I change, you'll love this, this is changing it from Craig Seagard to Seagard, Craig. And I have all these formulas set up in here to do that. So I right click this thing and pull it all the way down. And you'll see why I'm doing this in just a minute. Okay, boom. Okay, now it changed everybody around, and everybody should be fine. Now, you'll notice in this one, there's two of these that are highlighted. So sometimes people sign up twice. Who knows why? A lot of times it's because they didn't select a squad yet, and they did in this one. Now he didn't put. Okay, so his shooter number wasn't, or his NRL number wasn't in this second one, and he changed them from old guns into open. So I don't know what he wants to do. So I'm going to leave it in here. But just remember, that's when he comes to sign up, you need to ask him, which one do you want? And we'll scratch out the one he doesn't want. Okay, so now what we'll do is we will highlight. Okay, we got this done. Oh, I need to get rid of this stuff here because that's junk. Okay, so now what we will do is highlight John to boom. I think it's just those three columns. Let's go over here to the sheet that I'm going to put it in. Yeah, it's just those three columns. So all that we're going to do, I'm going to assign, oops, almost forgot. So I'm going to highlight 11 all the way down here to the bottom. And I'm going to sort them, okay? I'm going to sort all these by column E. I want the first name, last name, I want them sorted by that. So I go up here to data, sort, and then I go to column E, and then I say OK. And now they're all sorted. So I'm going to highlight these 3 columns. These are the 3 ones that I'm really interested in, and I'm going to add them to my thing here. Okay, highlight them, Control C, go to the sign up sheet, go up to the first one, A, and then right click and do 1, 2, 3. So now it's got them all in there. Now I'm going to go through here and figure out who's on the board and all that other jazz, okay? So who's on the board? Yo, AJ. He's a good one to start with, or Darren. YES. Boom. YES. Boom. Who's this Chris Dirks guy? YES. Then we're going to do, Harding, Dustin. He's a vendor. And there's going to be some other vendors, and we'll have to mark this yes for them too. Okay. Then I go down and we'll find, where's Mallory? Wait a minute. Mallory, no. Oh, Mallory's first name. Reynolds, here we go. Mallory Reynolds, yeah, that's yes. Okay. And when new shooters come in, we'll go ahead and mark the yes for the new shooters and whatnot. Now, when somebody comes up to the, to get signed in, they'll pay you $25 or whatever, and then I want you to either circle this or check this off that they paid $25, or they paid $10, or they decided, I'm not going to shoot young gun, I'm going to shoot this. Now, this is the various divisions that you have, open base, young gun. You have to pick one. Like you can't be a young gun, an air rifle, and open. I used to set it up that way. Nobody ever complained. I did it for 4 years. Nobody complained. Anyhow, so we'll come down here, and you'll notice that there's some empty ones. And this is good because when we go and print this thing, we'll have some empty sheets. Now I'm going to show you how I look at printing it. So I do File, and I do Print, and I got my printer selected. They're not PDF. And waiting for printer, okay. And then it comes up here. So it does 20 to a page. So next page. Oops. Okay, so what I need to do, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to put page breaks after like 20, 40, 60, 80. So I go back, and I go to, I can kind of see because I got the line going across there. So 21, 41, highlight that, page layout, breaks, insert page break. Okay, 41, 61, boom. I've got to hit break and insert page break. 81, 81, breaks, insert page break. 91, 101, 101, okay, breaks, insert page break. 111, 121, 121, boom. Do that, insert page break. I mean, I don't know how many people are going to be here. 21, 31, 41. Okay, it's all done. Really. 101, 121. Insert page break. 31. How come there should be one here? I can do break. I'm going to remove that break. There we go. Now let's see what it looks like. So I go File, Print, boom. Okay, it's still my printer. Okay, now 21. Yeah. And I go down here to my pages. I go Next page, 20, 21, 40, 60, 80, 100. There we go. 120, 140. Ah, perfect. Perfect. And so at this point, I'm not going to print it because I still have something to do. I'm going to go back, but I got the pagination set up on it, and I got all the shooters in it. And so far there's 90 shooters. 47 of them have NRL numbers. Okay, and you can read all the rest of the stuff in here. Now, because I'm just starting out here, I don't have any $100 bills. Now, I've got to change something on how I do stuff because I use this computer for other things. And I'm going to change, and I've got an option here, advanced, and it automatically puts decimal points and stuff, and I don't want it to do that. So this thing here, I'm going to make it 0. This thing here, I'm going to make it 0. 0 there. Now, 5s, okay? Here's 1s. Usually I do 50 5s. Now, I hope you remembered to do that. Get $55 bills so you got some change, and it's usually 250 bucks. Okay, so you can start with that. You'll need change. Now, if you forgot, I'll take care of it tomorrow. Okay, so we go through that. We got all this stuff here. Don't worry about this math stuff here. Once people start paying and stuff like that, these bill numbers will change and it'll do everything good. Now, there's some people just want to donate. They come and they can shoot for free because it's the first time, and they go, oh no, man, I'll give you 20 bucks or something, you know. So I like to put it in there, put their first name, last name in there, and then mention them on the Facebook thing that they gave money. And then some people have IOUs. God, you believe it. And then when they pay their IOUs, I mark that down just so I can keep track of it from month to month. Okay, so now I am going to go and print this thing. File. Print. It's 8 pages long. I got some blank pages. I think we're going to go for it. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Now, be sure and save it. And then get out of it. Boom. And get out of that other Excel thing. You don't care about that. Close all this stuff up. And that's the end of it. So I've got some macros that make it, or some formulas and stuff to make it pretty nice for reformatting. And it's not that hard if you want to do it this way. But I would highly recommend you do something to protect yourself and know where every dollar came from, where every dollar was spent. Well, okay, that's about it. And I'll have another one of what I do after the match 2. That'll be coming up. That'll be part 2. Bye.